I will say thank you very much. I love you, sir.
Well, here we are once again. Somewhere between Earth and space. Just trying to figure it all out. We've got ourselves a lot to talk about here tonight, Space Fams. So, we better get right to it. As always, do not forget to buckle up those seatbelts, otherwise you might go floating off into that deep dark void. Never to be seen again. Well, it's election night. Okay, I got my sunglasses, I got my hat. I'm ready for the stream. Are you ready for the stream? That's the question, Space Fams. Arizona primaries. Voters voting as we speak. An hour and a half until the polls close. Till then, we'll talk about these elections, what to expect, and more. But first, some shout-outs. Mr. Spock, Hermit Horologist, Randy Terpstra, 123 in the YouTube chat, Paige Larson, a close fourth. Who else is here? Young Chris, Sweet Chewy, Fishbone, Perry, Big Jerry, Carl Schmidt, and others, I assume. All right, let's do it. Where should we start? Well, maybe we should just talk about the midterms more broadly. Seeing as those are coming up fairly soon. Let's go to the man who studied all the polls, all the numbers, the very, very best. Everybody's saying it. The great, great Harry Emden.
Holy Toledo. I looked at thousands of polls. Your Ipsos, your Marquette University Law School, your New York Times, Siena College, your Quinnipiac, your Marist. You say it, you name it. I looked at it, looking for Trump's biggest midterm red flag. And folks, I think I've actually found it. Now, let me set the stage for you and how I found it. Why don't we just talk about Donald Trump's popularity right now? It has absolutely plummeted over the course of his second term. Trump's net approval rating. You go back to the beginning of his second term, look at this. He was on the plus side of the ledger, plus 6 points. When you can put it on your hands, you know that it means something. Plus 6 points on the positive side of the ledger. But look at how far down he has plummeted, right down into the Hudson River here in New York City. Look at this. He's 28 points underwater. That is a shift of over 30 points to the wrong, the red side of the ledger. And the question, of course, is why? What has happened? And I had a few different theories of the case, and I want to take you through them, and I dismissed them. What's the first theory of the case? Well,
yes, Harry.
The Iran war, right? It's been going on for a number of months right now. And you can see that Trump is struggling on foreign policy.
Sure.
Trump's net approval rating on foreign policy. You go back to the beginning of his term, 1, 2 on the positive side of the ledger. Barely on the positive side, but hey, you'd rather be barely on the positive side than the negative side of the ledger. But look at where he's fallen to now. 24 points underwater in February of 2026, just before the Iran war started. And look at it now. It's even lower. It's a little bit lower, but it is lower. At 26 points under.
But no, that can't be it. However, I know the great Harry Emden will figure it out. All the numbers. Oh, what could it be? The key issue. God, I'm dying to know.
Holy Toledo.
We're all dying to know, Harry. Just tell us, for the love of God.
Biggest red flag by far. And more than that, look at this. Look at all the groups. Now, the font here is really, really small. But take a look at this. Trump's net approval rating on inflation. Fox tested this. Fox News tested this. It was negative. That is all the red in 44 out of 45, all but one group that Fox actually broke down. It was negative. This is all the red. Rural minus 43, independents minus 671, age 65 and older minus 35, Trump voters minus 4, under $50,000 income minus 58, suburban minus 54, women minus 55, men minus 47. All of these groups are negative. There is just one group which you might not be able to see. It's right here. It's right here. Look at this. In your green, I'm circling it in green. Very conservative voters. That is the only group. And I know you can't see it. It's plus 16 points. Even amongst very conservative voters, where he is on the positive.
Oh, God, everyone. Aside from the very conservative portion of America. And even they're not sold on this 100%. People who are usually 100% behind everything Donald Trump ever does. I think this might be it. I think that's it, Harry. I think you've solved it. You've done it, sir. Great job. It's inflation. That's the thing. Hitting everyone most. Broadly. Oh, no. One of our chatters just got out of the hospital. Well, I'm glad you're out. I'm glad you're doing well enough to be not in the hospital. That sounds like an improvement. Sorry to hear you were not well. That's too many numbers. Oh, wow. Some people are overwhelmed. But look, each their own. I'm just, we have got a lot of people in this country got to keep track of. All right, let's go here. Local Fox 10 Phoenix. From yesterday, Arizona primary elections. Voter breakdown. Key races. And predictions. Oh, it's very exciting. Tell us, Fox. Tell us.
Oh. Hey, you might have just caught the image
words.
of Mike O'Neill there for a moment. Here he is.
Hey, Mike.
Mike is
Morning.
a longtime political analyst here in the Valley. What's your, as you look ahead to primary election day tomorrow, and do you think all the talk about mail-in voting is going to impact people's decision to in-person vote perhaps this time around instead of mail-in voting?
Well, I think what the effect of that has been very clear, and it's partisan. You have Donald Trump saying you can't trust mail-in votes. So a lot of his people believe him, and they vote in person. And that's why when we look at the mail-in votes that comes in, and very often, especially if it's sent in late, is counted at the very end.
You're a moron.
That's why we have this trend that the day of election is more Republican. And as you count the later mail-in votes, it becomes more Democrat. Perfectly predictable. Your Republican president says don't count
perfectly
on mail-in vote.
predictable,
By the way,
he
that's the
says.
exact opposite of what it used to be.
That's fascinating. It's like science.
It's science.
It's like election science. Republicans. Baby-brained morons.
You're a little baby.
What the fuck was that?
You're a little baby.
They vote on election day. They're the vast majority of the voters on election day. Although some Democrats forget to mail in vote. Happens to the best of us. But since Republicans are baby-brained idiots,
You have a mental health problem.
and they believe the election lies of the president, they refuse to do the thing that the president does in every single election, which is mail-in voting. I don't know why. Not sure what's going on there. Sometimes it really confuses me.
In the old days, when mail-in votes was very small, it was called absentee voting. You needed an excuse,
Right.
and it tended to be Republican business people who are traveling out of state. And so the mail-in, I remember the first election that I covered in this state was 1980, Barry Goldwater. It was 1 a.m. I was on another station, and Barry Goldwater was losing his last election. And about 1 a.m., I went to the news director, and I think he was still behind.
Yeah.
And I said, I think he's going to pull this out.
Because of those mail-in.
Because of the mail-in votes, which were heavily Republican, and that's what happened.
We were just chatting a moment during the break and talking.
Wow, Goldwater stories. Oh, Fox 10 Phoenix is shooting for a very specific demographic over here.
We know that because that's those are absolute talk. 6 is Schweikert. I'm sorry, 1 is Schweikert's district. It's an even district, and it's got no because Schweikert's running for governor.
Well, let's talk about it here. I mean, it is Amish Shah, Marlene Galan Woods, two fairly prominent names in Democratic Party circles.
Very much so. Now, the extraordinary thing there, when we were off camera, I was mentioning there's almost no polling available on this. The only one I saw in this race goes back to February, so it's to be not terribly trusted. But she was beating him. I'm sorry, she was behind him. He was ahead by 3-1. And the extraordinary thing that nobody really understands, she got an endorsement by the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. Normally, they don't involve them.
Who was Barry Goldwater? He was a racist turd who ran for president like in the 60s, I think. You don't know him because he lost that election. But he was a real dick. We don't have time for Goldwater stories right now, but he sucked.
In primary elections, and it's kind of a head scratcher why that is. Maybe there's private polling that they've done that shows that she's stronger than that. I think it suggests she has some pretty good connections in Washington, but it's really a head scratcher because usually they don't get involved until we have a
Let's
nominee.
talk about some of these other races. We still have about 3 minutes. Go ahead. Superintendent here, Tom Horn, Kimberly Yee. What do you think?
She was the lead Republican vote getter in the last election. She's currently state treasurer. I think this is a case where, Tom Horn's been around forever, and the question is probably a little more well-known than she is for that reason. Is Tom Horn past his sell-by date is kind of the question.
I'm staying in the race.
Okay, now I don't have any horses in the really the less federal, like the federal elections are really what we're focused on tonight.
This is the very definition of
It is the House
totalitarianism.
races. I see somebody asking who it is that we want to win. If you look at the thumbnail on the YouTube, although you're a Twitch chatter, so literally have to leave the platform to do what I'm saying. You could see the people, but I can also show everybody pretty easily. Here is the galactic spreadsheet of our elections. Tracking, endorsements list, and all of that I've been working on over here. I got at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 recommendations and/or endorsements in the 6 different primaries that are happening in the House. There's no primary happening in the governor's race for Democrats, so that one is not. There's nothing for me to talk about there. You got 3 unchallenged Democrats in 3 different primaries. Rick McCartney in the first, Yasmin Ansari, she isn't an incumbent, in the 3rd, Kai Newkirk in the 4th, Elizabeth Lee in the 5th. Adelita Grijalva, also an incumbent, in the 7th, and then Raymond Keeler in the 8th. Some of these people, for those of you who don't know the system here, NC means no challenger. If you're in parentheses, you are an incumbent. If you get a little asterisk next to your name, you haven't endorsed all of the policies, galactically speaking, that you need for a full endorsement. But you're getting the recommendation due to the circumstances in the race. So that's your lineup here. Should be getting results in like an hour and a half or so. Just keep going through the clips that I've got here. ABC 15 Arizona, 23 hours ago. What to expect from Arizona's primary election.
Hey everyone, Craig McKee here. Arizona's primary election is tomorrow. I'm here with ABC 15 data analyst Garrett Archer about a new way to have your ballot counted and what to expect once those results begin showing up at around 8 o'clock. Garrett, a lot of people may still have their ballots still sitting at home on their kitchen table, on their counter. What should they do with it? Can they still vote?
So, yes, they can still vote, but I would absolutely not send that ballot through the mail. If you send it through the mail, it will likely not get there on time, so don't do that.
Yeah, absolutely. We want those votes to count. You can still vote, as Garrett said there. Tell us a little bit about some of the new options that are available this time around.
All in, there's 3 ways to vote tomorrow. So the first way is the traditional way. That's going to a vote center, going into the booth and filling out the ovals and then feeding that ballot into the machine yourself. The second way you can vote is you bring the ballot to a vote center or drop box, you keep it in, you put your signature on there and you drop it into the bin. But there is a new way, Craig.
Okay, a new way. And actually, we had to go to the source on this just to show the confirmation here. Maricopa County actually telling us about this new third option.
So for voters who requested a ballot by mail but want to come and have it tabulated at a vote center, they can bring their affidavit envelope, have their signature and ID verified there at the poll, and have it tabulated on spot.
All right, so this third option, why did Arizona decide they needed?
Well, there you go, Arizona. All sorts of ways for you to vote, including bringing your mail-in ballot to the polling location and having it tabulated on spot. So, man, it's a veritable cornucopia of options. A myriad, if you will. All right, let's just take a quick look at some of the numbers here. Voting, how fast it might take to get in the results
Of the vote counted. For 2024, it took 6 full days to get to 100% of the vote count. And for 2022, it took 10.
However, you will notice, yes, it took 6 days to get 100%. You notice it plateaued up here at like 99% by 3 days. It was over 90% within a day and a half. And even on day of, you still had 70% for Republicans counted and 75% counted for Democrats. So we're going to have elections results regardless. I can almost guarantee you multiple races will be called tonight. But it's absolutely important information. We're not gonna have immediate full, counting of all the ballots tonight, but I'm certain each party will be calling the elections that are, blowouts, stuff like that.
This is about time, but how many people are actually expected to show up and vote?
In primaries, we see about 25 to 30% of Arizona's cast a ballot. We had record numbers in 2020. 2022, the last time the statewide executive offices were up, we had 35%. We're trending lower than that, so it looks like we're probably going to have turnout less than 30%. Why we see that? So right now, we have about 803,000 votes that are in, lower than all three of those, almost by a factor of 200,000, all the way to 2020. So it's about 2018's number of ballots cast so far. But there are more registered voters now than there were in 2018. So if we follow that around, we're looking at the lowest return rate of ballots so far in 10 years only.
Wow. Wow. People are waiting really long time to return their ballots. I am trying to think of what this is attributable to. I think to some degree it's got to be indecision. People looking at their options and going, who do I pick from this mess? 19%, lowest return rate on early ballots in 10 years. Should be an interesting election. You think it's the Chinese hacking preventing people from returning their early ballots? Yes, it must be that. I don't know how you do that, but that sounds very plausible. And by plausible, I mean completely ridiculous.
This is ridiculous!
Okay, let's go to Fox News. Fox News... They are. Fox News is more focused on the Democratic primaries than CNN is. I swear to God, it is actually getting funny at this point. Like, it's. Originally, I was kind of perturbed by it, but at this point, it's fucking hilarious. Like, Fox News really is, like, way more tuned into what's happening in the Democratic primaries. I mean, it speaks to just how bad our media is. Really does. Because I haven't seen Kai Newkirk on CNN. But here's Fox News on the Arizona primary civil war.
Today, four-term incumbent Greg Stanton will be the next Democrat incumbent to face a socialist primary challenge. And his opponent, Kai Newkirk, is making it clear what his radical agenda looks like.
A communist! Stanton just fundamentally vulnerable because on a lot of really important issues, he's on the wrong side of the vast majority of Democrats. Whether it's voting for the Laken-Riley Act when I'm fighting to abolish ICE, or opposing Medicare for all and taking money from United Health Group when I'm fighting to guarantee health care to all as a right and not a privilege. He's on the wrong side of most Democrats, and so when we're able to actually talk to people, they're siding with us. So we knew it was going to be a challenge to reach enough people fast enough, but all the data that we're seeing shows us that we've been doing that.
Wow. Republican National Committee Senior Advisor Danielle Alvarez joins me now. Danielle, how is this possible in a border state like Arizona that the Democrat who actually supported the Laken-Riley Act is in danger of losing to a guy you just heard on your screen disparage it? Again, Arizona, border state. What say you, Danielle?
The civil war in the Democrat Party is in full display. It's an absolute disaster for...
Oh my God, this is so amusing to me. Fox News is over here doing so many segments about the Democratic primaries and the DSA. It's fucking wild. If you just look at Fox News's channel, they are locked in. When was it? Yesterday or the other day? We were watching a Hassan clip and he was like, look, folks, if you miss your latest DSA meeting, that's fine. Don't feel bad. You can watch it on Fox News the next day. He's honestly, he's not far off. Hassan is not far off on that shit. Fox News is so deeply focused on this situation. Oh, it's a goddamn civil war. I remember when they were, these kinds of guys were talking about some other kinds of civil wars. But no, this is the civil war we have to talk about now. Democrats versus communists.
Americans who are registered Democrats who are more middle of the road, because you are seeing these elected officials, these candidates moving so far left. It's out of the mainstream. It's the rise of Zohran Mamdani. We saw it in New York. He won a couple seats there. We're seeing it play out in this critical battleground.
How long do you think these Zohran haters are going to continue to intentionally mispronounce his name? It's really not that hard. And the fact is, they all do it so consistently, it can't be accidental. I almost feel like they misspell it on the Fox News prompters or something. Mamdani. Oh, it's Mamdani. Zohran Mamdani. Like, why can't they say it? Is it really that hard? Are you really that dumb? It's like 3 syllables.
Seat in Arizona, as you very well mentioned. Newkirk did not support the Laken Riley Act. Stronger immigration in a state like Arizona, no less. It's a disaster for the Democrat Party. We're seeing it play out in real time. It's going to be wonderful, of course, for Republicans who are looking to win this seat.
You mentioned Mamdani. DSA membership has surged.
Oh my God, he accidentally said it right.
Zohran Mamdani.
That's right. There you go. Thank you, PBD. That's how you say it. Zohran Mamdani. Okay?
Since Zohran Mamdani launched his campaign in October 2024, DSA had 50,700 members. Now look, July this year, over 120,000 members. And if Stanton loses, let's keep this in mind, Danielle, he would be the 6th House Democrat incumbent to lose a primary, fueled, of course, by this far-left insurgency.
I'd like to point out that technically, the Arizona election they're talking about here, Kai Newkirk, he's not a Democratic Socialist of America candidate. But here they are with the DSA membership infographic 30 seconds later. Little disingenuous, guys. But that's the thing. They're just lumping anybody who is to the left of Democrats, who are like, I'm not going to take AIPAC money and people deserve health care. That's a socialist. That's a Democratic Socialist. If you think Israel doesn't deserve bombs and that United Healthcare doesn't deserve record profits every year, you are a socialist. Oh, God.
Right to jail, right away.
Oh no, more scary infographics.
From the south of the continental U.S. It will not work in the U.S. It is sad to see the growth of socialism. The President Trump, of course, works so hard, and Republicans work so hard to fight against socialism, of course, communism, and it's crazy to.
The president's working so hard. I don't know what he's doing exactly. That counts as working so hard. But, oh, God, can you imagine?
Hard to fight against socialism, of course.
I'm actually struggling to imagine what he's done that this woman is claiming he is doing to fight socialism. I mean, if he was really working to fight socialism, he would do an FDR, right? He would do an FDR. Big old jobs project. or make things affordable here, you know. But he can't do that because Trump is the problem. He is a billionaire real estate mogul, right? He is the reason your rent is so high, right? Trump is the housing crisis, okay? It's people like Trump that are the reason for why things are so expensive. He can't solve it because he's the literal problem.
Communism, and it's crazy to see it getting its stronghold and growing within the very progressive flanks of the Democrat Party. It has no place in this country, the greatest nation on earth, of course, and we have to make sure to tamp it out. That race in Arizona, the recent polling has it within 8 points. Again, that's terrifying for Stanton, who's been serving in that seat for some time now. If it comes within 8 points, it's a disaster. It shows the direction of this current Democrat Party.
Oh, it's a disaster. It's a horrifying, horrifying disaster. Democrats are shifting to the left. Oh, God. What are we going to do? What are Republicans going to do? By the way, she's the RNC senior advisor, and she is having a fucking panic attack over Democrats going to the left. Why? Why? Why is the RNC senior advisor panicking over Democrats shifting to the left? We've been told by so many Republicans that this is easy. It's an easy win. Oh, please bring on the socialism. It's an easy win. Big, easiest W possible. And now they're having they're hyperventilating on Fox News over it. Like, oh my God, we want Nancy Pelosi back. Nancy, don't quit. It's an interesting sort of flip flop. They went from, I guess we'd call fake bravado over the existence of people with actual social change, ideas on social change. They thought that's the easiest fucking W ever, to be like, 5-alarm fire in a matter of like a month. It's weird.
It's weird.
Other big story that we're following on your Tuesday, You Decide 2026. The polls are now officially open in Arizona with our state's primary election underway.
All right, Danielle is live with what you need to know on Election Day. Danielle.
Good morning. So we're here at the Maricopa County Ballot Tabulation Center. We know that this is always such a busy spot here, especially on Election Day. It's going to get even busier, especially tonight once those polls close and all of those ballots are in and need to be counted here. So the polls will be open through 7 o'clock tonight, so still plenty of time to get out and cast your vote. Maricopa County voters can go to any voting center in the county to cast a ballot in person. The primary is for party nominees. If you are a registered independent, you can still vote. You will have to decide, though, which party's ballot you want to vote on. And there's a big change this year. If you have an early...
Speaking of which, just a reminder once again to anybody listening right now, you've got the polls closing in an hour and 6 minutes. You still have time to get a vote in for one of the galactically recommended and or endorsed candidates. Oh, yeah. People like Rick McCartney, Yasmin Ansari, Kai Newkirk, Elizabeth Lee, Raymond Keeler. You can do it. You can do it now.
Immediately, if not sooner.
ballot that you have not yet turned in. A new state law is allowing voters to turn in their ballots today, and if you show an ID to a worker, the barcode will be scanned there and it will be tabulated on site. That is a big change from previous elections when late earlies would be collected but then still needed to have those signatures verified. That process slowed down the ballot count, leading to a longer wait for those official results to come in.
So this is hopefully going to address some of those problems. And
yeah, there's no problems. And now Arizona's elections have even more options for the voters.
All right, let's bring in the group. Bram Resnick, political anchor and well-known reporter for News 12 KPNX in Arizona. He has covered the state for over 25 years. Joel Payne is here, Democratic strategist and former senior aide for Hillary for America. Nair Haq, former State Department senior advisor and former White House senior director. Molly Jong Fast, MS Now political analyst, my dear friend, and host of Fast Politics podcast. And guess, we've got a special treat for you today. Congressman Seth Moulton, Democrat from the great state of Massachusetts, former Marine Corps officer in Iraq, is with us. I'm glad you're all here, especially you, Congressman. But Bram, we're talking Arizona, so you get to go first. Do Republicans have a real shot of retaking statewide control of Arizona?
That's the big question. We're going to find out whether a Republican primary voters are going to nominate candidates who can win a general election. The Republicans here have been on a 4-cycle losing streak, losing statewide office after statewide office. Today is the test. We already know, according to the polls, Congressman Andy Biggs, who is at the top of the Republican ticket, is the likely prohibitive nominee for governor. He leads by double digits in the polls. That race appears to have been over for weeks now. He's running against fellow Congressman David Schweikert. Schweikert far behind. Schweikert has warned Republican primary voters that Andy Biggs is unelectable. There is some evidence to back that up.
But this is, of course, a trend that we've been watching here with Republican primary elections. Well, Fox News is claiming that, well, simultaneously, the Democrats are going too far to the left and they're unelectable, but also simultaneously freaking the fuck out about them. They, too, are putting in people who are unelectable. And unfortunately for them, the math on unelectability favors those making the argument against Republicans, right? Trump is at historically low poll numbers right now, and Republican primary voters are putting in Trump-backed, MAGA, diehard candidates. Over and over and over again, we've seen the quote-unquote moderate Republicans,
So
you know,
hot
the people who've disagreed with Trump one time in the last 2 years. Those are the moderate Republicans. Those guys and gals have been getting ejected and replaced with people pledging their loyalty to the president. Is that an election strategy that's going to win? I got remonetized. No, I didn't get remonetized. Why are you saying I got remonetized? What makes you think I'm remonetized?
He is an election denier, tried to overturn the 2020 election. So that might not be a great start for taking back statewide offices. We can talk in more detail about the challenges Katie Hobbs faces, but that's right off the bat. Other races farther down the ballot may face similar challenges.
Congressman, what is your thought? All eyes are on Arizona. What do you see as the biggest challenges for Democrats here?
Look, I mean, Biggs is a disaster. And so we just
you work with the guy.
Biggs the bigot. I mean, he's not a good candidate for the Republicans. But we've got to show that we can actually connect with voters in a meaningful way. That, you know, one of the best conversations I had about the Democratic Party before the last election with the Marine I served with. He said, "Look, I'm an independent. You know, I know what's going on. I don't want to vote for this guy, Trump. He's a nutcase. But you Democrats are so out of touch." There are a lot of people in America who feel that the Democratic Party.
I mean, Moulton over here is correct, but I would argue he too is out of touch. Let's not forget Seth Moulton over here. I think that's his name. Like right after Biden lost the 2024 election, came out and blamed it on trans people. And that like Kamala Harris was too pro-trans. Honestly. Right analysis from the wrong guy. Yeah, Democrats are out of touch, but not for the reasons I think that you think. Or maybe he's or maybe he's changed his analysis. I don't know. Hence the question mark. Yeah, I guess it was unprompted, I guess, and so it sort of led me to think that there was something leading you to think that I was remonetized. You see what I'm saying? Like it kind of came out of the blue, so it made me think like a commercial ran, or like you suddenly had the option for memberships, or I don't know, something like that. But as we all know here, the reason why Democrats have been losing elections, why standard incumbent Democrats have been losing elections, is because they haven't delivered for people, right? They haven't delivered for people on affordability, on inflation, but have claimed to during election cycles like 2024, right? Or have used the money that they could have used to solve these sorts of things to fund Israel and the genocide that they have been committing, right? Democratic voters have objected to that for a while now. And so that's not helping the incumbents right now. Also, all the incumbents to some degree are complicit in having, at least the vast majority of incumbents are complicit in having brought about the Trump regime by not doing enough. And in some cases by actively collaborating with the Trump regime, right? Like we can't deny just how often they have failed the American people and then have come back out and said, we're the antidote to Donald Trump. It's a strategy that people have picked up on, and they're now punishing incumbent Democrats in the primaries. All right, let's keep going through the clips. 12 News, 8 hours ago.
Voters across Arizona are deciding who will advance to November's general election in several high-profile races. Our Tori King is live at Memorial Presbyterian Church in Phoenix, and she's inside Congressional District 1 with a look at some of the biggest contests on today's ballot. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, we've seen people slowly start to trickle in here at this specific voting center. I'd say we've seen about a dozen or so, but we expect a lot more people to come and vote this afternoon. And it seems the majority of people end up coming after they get off of work. So we are expecting a very high turnout in this election, and that will determine who is going to be on the November ballot. And a lot of eyes are on the races here in Arizona specifically. Here's what you need to know. The polls do remain open until 7 o'clock tonight. Maricopa County voters, you guys can cast your ballots at any vote centers here in the county. Right now, voters are helping decide one of the state's most closely watched primary races. That's the Congressional District 1 battle. And that's just one of several high-profile contests that residents are voting on today. Voters are also choosing party nominees in statewide races like the governor, the attorney general, secretary of state, and superintendent of public instructions.
Yes, indeed. A lot of big races happening here in Arizona. In what is effectively a purple state. This is to some degree a very, like a bellwether election, right? I know Iowa used to be kind of this very important state. I feel like that has kind of gone out of the zeitgeist that we have, right? Like Iowa is no longer the state that's going to tell you what's going to happen. Because they vote Republican every year. Doesn't matter. But Arizona still has some purplishness to it, you might say. Did I get any sleep? Yes, I did get some sleep. Thank you for asking. It's very thoughtful of you to ask. The Epstein class is watching.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years.
All right, went through the clips even faster than I thought I would. Hour into the stream, I got live streams. Let's check there. Oh, wait, before I do, actually, I take it back. I have one more. How did I look past this? Probably because it's all just a bunch of local ABC Arizona clips, and it's throwing me off. Okay, actually I have one more MS Now clip. How Arizona voters are feeling about the politicians still spreading election lies from 6 years ago.
Is looming large over today's Arizona primaries, with election deniers on the ballot for the state's most powerful offices. Republican Congressman Andy Biggs, who refused to certify the 2020 race, is the party's frontrunner in the GOP primary for governor. And the races for Secretary of State and Attorney General both include candidates who have talked about the election being stolen from Trump. But, as you are about to hear, some voters in the state, well, they are pretty tired of relitigating that race.
What do you make of hearing politicians talk about 2020 fraud claims?
It's bullshit. I mean, we can count the vote, and we should allow everybody to vote and make sure everything is counted honestly, and I don't believe in rigged.
You know, get over it. You know, you lost. Get over it. You're like a child.
It's like, come on, that's foolishness, and no, that's just a waste of time, and I don't like that.
It's sad that
you're a little
someone
baby
that doesn't win just claims that it was all a sham. But if he would have won, would he have also claimed it was a sham? Probably not.
Joining me now, MS Now senior White House reporter Vaughn Hilliard and Brian Tyler Cohen, political commentator.
Yeah, there we go. We don't need BTC's commentary, but the voters, they are sick of it. And this is exactly what I was saying the other day. I was like, please do this. Please bring back 2020. Please do it. And he's doing it. And all of his little minions are also doing it. And I think it's a real dumb idea that I totally support. Like, broadly speaking, America's like Jan 6th was bad. And he's like, but was it? It's like 2026, and he's like, but was it though? Are you sure it was bad? All right, we'll listen to a little bit of this. Just for shits and gigs.
The 2020 election outcome. He told USA Today he would not be pitted against Trump, who remains, of course, wedded to these unsubstantiated allegations. What is the strategy there? Like, who in the base is he trying to appeal to by not putting distance between himself and Trump?
He knows to carry.
My God, Ducky, are you in Arizona? This is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
You finally filled out your ballot today, but you need to return it. You need to return it in the next 50 minutes. Thankfully, due to Arizona's new election law, you can bring your filled out ballot. Oh, you're not in Arizona. Oh, okay. I was a little confused. I was like, It's like, dude, you got 50 minutes to get to a polling location and turn that thing in, or it doesn't, or it becomes trash.
Immediately, if not sooner.
Becomes trash immediately.
Lost by 17,000 votes 4 years ago.
Oh.
And Carrie Lake ran on election.
You're in Michigan. That's good. That means you have 2 weeks to return it. August 4th, I believe, is your final day. Although, since it's a mail-in ballot, all you have to do is put it in the mail. Pretty easy when you think about it. I believe in you. I believe in you, Ducky. You can do it. Never give up. Never surrender. You can get that ballot to a mailbox.
Never give up. Never surrender.
Denialism. And there was a few weeks back in the 2022 campaign where she tried to, you could say, moderate or focus on issues like the economy and water rights. But then she time and again lifted up people like Steve Bannon and Charlie Kirk onto the campaign stage, and who were making the case that Donald Trump was the rightful winner. And Andy Biggs is somebody who shares a very similar record. And that is a recognition and an acknowledgement that in a general election, he's going to have to change, because time and again, there have been more Democrats elected statewide since the 2020 election than Republicans. And if Andy Biggs wants to win, he's got to change his tenor. The last rally that I was at with...
That's the thing, though. None of these guys can do that. That is the thing. None of these guys can do that and continue to get the support of the Republican base. Because the Republican base, at least the Republican primary voter, right? They are voting for Trump loyalists. And anybody who doesn't toe the line gets ejected personally by the president. Like within minutes. If you do anything that he doesn't like, he takes to Twitter. He takes to Truth Social. And lets everybody know that you are now enemy number one. And like materializes candidates that are like ready to glaze him at every fucking turn. And there's no way, like in the general, if these guys try to all turn to the center, it's going to be a bloodbath for Republicans, because Trump doesn't care. Like, he cares more about loyalty than he does about the success of the Republican Party. I'm here for it. I am here for it. Like I've been saying, I think if we get the right candidates through the primary to the general in the Democratic Party, we can get a blue wave. One of epic proportions. Perhaps never before seen. I mean, Trump is really unpopular. And Operation Epstein Fury is back on at like 99% of what it was at the peak of this conflict. Red Sea, if you add in the Red Sea being blockaded now, I think it's a new, we've hit a new 100%. It's not the same as the old 100%, but we've hit full peak Operation Epstein Fury. The Red Sea blockade is going to be a real problem. The longer that goes on, the global economy is going to take a massive hit. Like the other half. Like the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. That one's right, like the Hormuz Strait. That's sort of feeding Western Asia, South Asia, that region. the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, that's feeding northern Africa, parts of the Middle East like Saudi Arabia, but also the Mediterranean. That gets cut off. You got yourself a whole problem. Got yourself a whole problem on the old inflation situation. And that's been the issue, as we mentioned at the very beginning of the stream. It's plaguing the president the most. But of course, most issues, Trump's popularity rating and, his handling of most issues has plummeted. But it's inflation and the economy that is the worst. Republicans have been paramount, intrinsic to all of that, in allowing Trump to do everything he's done. Every single Republican in elected office has had a hand in this. And it is going to be real easy to tie them all to it, because they're all a bunch of loyalist, cultist weirdos, right? It's just a matter of literally looking through the facts. The very public facts. All right. Couple more clips, then we're going to the live streams.
Keeping you updated on this Arizona primary election day here in Arizona.
Jesus
we do have
Christ,
team
that's
coverage.
loud.
Want to get out to our own Jordan Bonke. He's live right now at El Dorado Park in Scottsdale. You've been there. What can you tell voters they need to know?
All right, well, for the folks that are at home, a lot of people are going to know about those results. Well, the polls close at 7. If you're in line before 7, you can still cast your ballot. And the key races that ABC 15 and a lot of other local media are going to be keeping an eye on. It's not only the superintendent of schools race, but also the Republican side of the gubernatorial ticket, the Secretary of State, and those 2 open congressional seats. This is a primary, Kaylee, that used to be in August, but state lawmakers, they moved it to the second to last Tuesday in July. So election officials will have enough time to meet the federal deadline for election results if a race needs to go to a recount. So here's what's new this year is that anybody who has a mail-in ballot, that green envelope, you sign it, you can bring it to one of the 200 Maricopa County polling locations and you can scan it in yourself. So voters who are independent, they can go in and they can pick today a party ballot, whether that be a Republican, Democrat, or no labels party. So you as an independent voter can go and pick your ballot today. Again,
It's indeed so many voting options here in Arizona. You're really blessed. Really blessed with voting options in Arizona. Enjoy it. So much democracy happening. Freedom! So much democracy, so much freedom. Good God. Now, hopefully you've all gotten there at this point. 41 minutes left till polls close. Decision time. The final countdown. It's here. What did I just do?
What's on your
Today, we're watching major statewide races in the primary. That, of course, includes the governor's race. The Democratic incumbent governor, Katie Hobbs, running unopposed. And those 4 people to the right of her are looking to be her challenger in November on the Republican side. Andy Biggs, David Schweikert, Scott Michelli, and Scott McNally there. Another major race for Attorney General. For the Democrats, the current Attorney General, Chris Mays, is running unopposed. And those 2 Republicans, Ronnie Glassman and Warren Peterson, are looking to face her in 4 months in November.
It's interesting that the only two races they covered were the ones where Democrats, there wasn't even a primary. Katie Hobbs, Chris Mays. This is what I was saying about the lack of democracy. The other stream when we were talking about this with regards to options in some of these races for Democrats in Arizona. I think you got at least 5 different races with no challengers. That being the AG, the governor's race, then Arizona's 2nd, 4th, and... No, not 4th. 2nd, 5th? Where's my... There it is. 2nd, 6th. 2nd, 6th, and 9th. 2nd, 6th, and 9th. No challengers there either. Although it's nice to be in, it's weird and also nice to be defending 2 incumbent Democrats in Arizona in the form of Adelita Grijalva and Yasmin Ansari. Around here, we mostly have been opposed to practically all incumbents. It's almost just like a default setting around here. You gotta be special to be an endorsed incumbent. But, whoopsies, what did I just do? Yeah, I mean, seems like probably everyone's gotta have gotten all of their votes in at this point. I'm gonna switch to the live streams here and just sort of post. Okay, this is not helpful. Oh, damn it. I should have known that this, by the title of this. I'm an idiot. There's a Fox 10 Phoenix live webcam feed that I assumed was, like the thumbnail says AZ Election Day, but then the title at the end of it says from around the world. I just didn't read the whole thing like some sort of moron. Oh, that's not helpful. I wanted like polling location. That's what I assumed local Fox 10 Phoenix would be doing. With a thumbnail like, can you see my confusion real quick? Just follow me here. Tell me that I'm the idiot. Tell me I'm the idiot for this. Look at this. Am I the idiot? It says AZ Election Day, big American flag, live Fox 10 Phoenix, live webcams around the world. Yeah, I should have read the whole thing, but it was a little misleading on the thumbnail. Like, I mean, is it AZ Election Day? Technically, yes. Is that what I just clicked it? It was live coverage of Chicago, Illinois. It's ridiculous. How is this helpful to us, Fox 10 Phoenix? Explain to me how it's possible that Santa Cruz, California beach or Lumberton, Texas road, how are these helpful? They're not. They're not. We can all agree that's not what I want from a thumbnail like that. R.I.P. AZ. Yeah, R.I.P. That's it. GG AZ. Calling it. Kidding. I've got more coverage. Don't be ridiculous. I'm also looking. Is there a Galacti-cam? I was looking. I don't see Galacti-cam, which, you know, a little disappointing. These guys just don't care about America.
I thought this was America. Huh? Isn't this America? I'm sorry. I thought this was America.
You know, is it wrong of me to be the guy to assume that MSNBC has the money and resources to do this? At least more resources than I? Thankfully, Fox 10 Phoenix is apparently going to be doing some live coverage in 30 minutes Till then, we'll just watch the local Arizona news. You get fooled by the Fox live cam all the time, so it's not just me. Thank you. Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you, Cassandra. You are my hero. You guess AZ isn't as interesting as sexy primaries from New York? Don't say it, Glitchmaster. Don't say it. Just as sexy. God damn it. Oh, so sexy it hurts. We love you, okay, Arizona? Your primaries matter just as much as New York. Sure, do you have a few less? Yeah. But that's not important. Democracy is happening. We are going to continue this coverage.
Never give up, never surrender.
Never give up. Never surrender. You're still very, very important to me. And to the democracy. You've got 9, count them, 9 House seats. That's about right in the middle. You know, it's not Montana. It's not Vermont. It's also not Florida. It's not New York, but that's okay. You're flying under the radar. And that just makes more opportunity for greatness when you think about it. People are undercounting you. You can prove just how awesome you are in these elections. Okay, write that down. Write that down. So you don't forget. It's your opportunity, Arizona, to prove to the rest of the country. Yes. I believe in you. Here are the races. We're waiting. Polls closing in 31 minutes and 43 seconds. Oh, yeah. Here are some of your galactically approved and or recommended candidates. Rick McCartney in the first. Yasmin Ansari, who I just realized is going unopposed. And so is Adelita Grijalva. That's crazy. How did I not realize this? They're going straight to the general. Kai Newkirk in District 4. Elizabeth Lee in District 5. And Raymond Keeler in District 8. This is great news. This is great news. Because I get to do this right now. This is before anything happens. Honestly, I just knew who I was supporting. I didn't do any research on anyone else. I was like, Adelita, Yasmin, they just got done winning special elections. Why should they have to fight a primary? As it turns out, they don't have to. Not gonna do it.
Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture.
Not got that. Green. Check. More green. Checkity check. There we go, blam. That's how we start it. Okay. You were in top chat this whole time? What does that say about you as a mod? Good God. Wow. Yeah, I'm not gonna stick on this subject. I feel like you got stuff to work on over there. It's like a personal thing. We'll talk about this later. Local honey. Local honey ads. Alright, hold on. I'll listen to what they're saying. Oh, they're saying nothing. They're saying nothing. Just random music.
A war criminal pedophile rapist?
We've had everybody, Jeff Bezos came, Bill Gates came, Mark Zuckerberg came, many of them came numerous times, the bankers have all come, everybody's coming. I haven't had anybody saying anything bad about me.
I will say thank you very much. I love you, sir.
I'll say thank you very much. I love you, sir. What a deranged lunatic. Hey, look at this. We're getting some California news. More wildfires. Looks like 700 acres burned in Sunol, California. 0% contained. Those look like homes. Those look like homes. That looks like a fire. Fire here. Homes here. That can't be good. Fact is I haven't been doing my normal research today. I've been focused in on the elections only. That and trying to figure out this channel situation we got. Trying to get remonetized. By the way, if you haven't already, hit the follow button on Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube. Maybe hit that bell icon. Like button, too. And while you're at it, do consider contributing to the Galactic News Network, as we are completely funded by individuals like you. And even though we're demonetized on YouTube still, a lot of great ways out there for you to show your support. Twitch, bits, power-up, subs, gifted subs, prime subs. Did you know you had a free Twitch subscription that you could use to support your favorite streamer just by being an Amazon Prime member? That's all it takes. You could be literally taking money from Jeffy Bezos and giving it directly to me. Otherwise, that bald dickbag just laughs his billionaire ass off all the way to the bank. Is that what you want?
Come on!
It's ridiculous.
This is ridiculous!
Of course, we have other ways for you to support the stream. Cash App and PayPal donos. For your money, go directly to funding the stream rather than the bottom line of Amazon. We got Throne. If you preferred to buy physical items that would eventually arrive at my doorstep down on planet Earth. That's right, I have an Earth residence and you can send me shit. Tiny Earth apartment. Of course, the very best way to get the most space benefits for your dollars. Patreon, $3 a month. Get you access to a myriad space benefits unseen by the rest of the goddamn Milky Way galaxy. Polls closing in 25 minutes in Arizona.
Immediately, if not sooner.
You have Amazon Prime tell you how to do the Twitch thing. There are YouTube tutorials for people just like you, Fishbone. I think it'll do a better job of explaining it than me. Just make sure to watch the most up-to-date one, because it changes sometimes. Which is why I don't feel prepared to adequately explain it to you. Just know that the option exists, and supposedly is fairly easy to do. Where is Suno Cali? Shit, my phone's dying. No, don't do it. Oh, God. Plug. Yes, I've done it. Great success. It's in Alameda. San Francisco. This is not far from San Francisco, and you can see that this fire is already threatening homes, smoke wafting over this neighborhood right here. This could be bad. You know, everybody here knows we do environmental, at least I think most people around here know that we do environmental news and climate change coverage and shit like that. We'll probably be covering this later this week. Here's a sneak peek. Jesus. 0% contained already 1,000 acres. Hold on, I'm gonna listen to what this guy's saying.
Office have also gone door to door here to ask people to leave if they haven't. CAL FIRE talked a little bit earlier, or one of the local fire crews talked a little bit earlier about the cooperation they've seen from the community. Take a listen.
Alameda County sheriffs are in charge of those evacuation warnings and orders. Again, continuing with the drops, with tanker drops and the helicopters assisting the troops on the ground to slow down the fire.
So what we've seen here is certainly a number of CAL FIRE choppers dropping water onto this fire. The good news, there are a number of small bodies of water immediately surrounding this neighborhood that they appear to be accessing right now. We've also seen fixed wing aircraft over this neighborhood dropping a retardant to kind of fortify those fire lines. And then along with that, we've also seen some of those heavy dozers come in here, probably about 3 or 4 of them ferried in here to help fortify those lines as well. And then from overhead, we've heard through you guys that they have been fortifying that line as well with a number of hand crews. From our vantage point, and you can see some of those crews right now heading in the direction of that fire. That's what you're hearing right now along Vineyard Avenue. From our
I gotta say, it's a little disturbing to me. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me that Fox 10 Phoenix isn't covering the elections already. As the polls are closing, we're 22 minutes away from the polls closing. They're talking about California. Have some pride. Have some goddamn pride, Phoenix. For the love of God. Cover your own elections. They're almost over.
Point, we are not able to see any of those flames, but I have spoken with some people that live in this community, and they say if you kind of access some of those smaller roads around the bend from here, you can spot some of those flames. So this is something they are taking incredibly seriously. It does appear to be their focus, and while the winds at the moment do appear to be cooperating, they're not taking any chances.
And Zach, while we have you here, are we seeing fire crews? Are they staging in those neighborhoods that are closest to the leading edge of this fire to try to protect those homes?
That is our understanding, and if you look at a map of this neighborhood, these small streets kind of go right up against where that smoke is. So,
and 50 acres here, and obviously we still have 0% containment.
Okay, I'm gonna mute this and go back to looking at some of the, I think I'll do, we'll just look at some of the candidates who are running for, oh wait, now they finally switched to the election, you bastards. What are they watching the stream? That's incredibly rude.
How rude.
Oh, God. Go fuck yourself.
This is a look here at the work underway in Phoenix. Let's go live tonight to Fox 10's Steve Nielsen, who joins us from Maricopa County's ballot processing facility. A busy place to be on this evening. Steve?
It is. This is going to be the heartbeat of it all in just a few hours here once the polls close. Now, to be clear, there are so many interesting races going on in this primary that will be nationally relevant come November. First, talking about the Arizona governor's race, several Arizona Republican congressmen vying to take on Democrat Katie Hobbs, who's our current governor here. And then also Congressional District 1, that is a true toss-up district. Very tight race on both the Democratic and the Republican side of that race as well. And again, once these polls close here in just, 20 minutes now, actually, that is when we'll start seeing all of the trucks bring that equipment out here for everything to start being tabulated here. At 8 o'clock is when we'll get a big release of that ballot drop. We're talking about over 500,000 votes we expect to be released right at 8 o'clock. This was actually going to be a major test for Maricopa County as they try a few new tools to speed up election results, a dry run, if you will, for the general election in November. Mail-in voting, very popular here in Arizona, but one category of voters that always slows down the results every election, they're called the late earlies. They're the people that turn in their mail ballots in person on election day. The problem is they then need to be signature verified, and that process takes time. But new state law allows people to take their mail-in ballot, show their ID, and then they can add that ballot right then and there. We asked the election team here how this test...
Why? Why was I muted? Oh, I was snacking. I was loudly snacking and I forgot to hit the on-air sign. Like an idiot. I made a huge, tiny mistake. Like an idiot. What was I saying? Oh, right. I feel like this new mail-in ballot system that Arizona's got is for like the most conspiracy-brained election weirdos on the planet, right? It's like it's for the people who need the physical ballot weeks ahead of time so they can inspect it and make sure it's not made of Chinese bamboo. China! And then don't trust anyone. And I think their ballots are going to get dumped in a parking lot somewhere. And so they got to walk it to the machine themselves and see it go boop, beep, beep. And they're like, oh, finally, freedom, democracy. We've done it.
Fuck yeah! The new system went today.
Maricopa County is the third largest voting jurisdiction in the United States. We're used to that. We're used to observers. We welcome oversight, and it kind of goes with the job. It's not our first rodeo, would be probably what I would say.
And that was Maricopa County Supervisor Kate Brophy-McGee talking about the Department of Justice sending federal monitors here to Maricopa County and 2 other Arizona counties today. Those federal monitors from the Department of Justice saying they're here promoting transparency and ballot integrity and protecting the rights of eligible voters. Now, for the votes that still need to be signature verified after today, we have been told they've really sped up that process. That's from the county recorder. So they believe that we will have the bulk of all of the votes turned in for us to be able to get a clear look at this election by sometime tomorrow. That is a huge change for us here in Arizona, where usually it takes several days in Maricopa County to get a clear picture.
Yeah, we have
reporting
seen
live, Steve Nielsen, Fox Phoenix.
Yeah, it can be a very slow process. And Steve, while I have...
Results are going to be coming in hot here, people. 15 minutes left. And counting. And like we saw earlier, the results are going to come in, 70 to 80% of them, on election night. And with hours, we'll be well over that in terms of counting. And within a couple of days, it'll be well over 90% of ballots counted. So we should have some results on some elections, not all of them, but some of them here tonight. 14 minutes, 5 seconds.
Immediately, if not sooner.
There have been no major issues at any of the polling places today for anyone trying to cast their ballots?
The county supervisor actually used the phrase, "This has been a very boring election so far." I'm not sure boring elections are great for TV news, but they're pretty good for election workers.
They absolutely are. All right, that's Fox 10's Steve Nielsen live for us tonight in Phoenix. Steve, thank you. And as Steve just mentioned a moment ago, Arizona's biggest race is the contest for governor. Major candidates here include the incumbent Democrat Katie Hobbs, the only Democrat appearing on the ballot today. While on the Republican side, 4 candidates are running to unseat Governor Hobbs. They are Congressman Andy Biggs, businessmen Ken Maselli and Scott Neely, as well as Congressman David Schweikert. Let's get some more perspective here on that race for governor, as well as Arizona's political climate here on this election day. And we're going to bring in Sonoma State University political science professor David McEwen. Professor, always good to see you. Appreciate the time here. Let's start with that race for governor that everyone is focused on here. Which of the Republican candidates you think has the edge in this primary and kind of gives the GOP the best chance to flip the governor's office?
All right. So you want to look at Andy Biggs, one of the leaders of the House Freedom Caucus, so certainly a big national profile. One reason for that is, look, Republicans think that Katie Hobbs is amongst the most vulnerable Democratic governors in the United States. So they're really going to push hard in that state that went for Biden in 20, Trump in 2024. They're really going to push hard. Pay attention to the difference between.
All right. We could watch this right now, but instead we're going to watch
There's
this.
a common truth in my view. We're part of a greater shared being, and our suffering is bound together, and our freedom is bound together.
We cannot truly make an Arizona that we can afford if we don't stand up to the power of the billionaires and the corporations that are screwing over the working class. And to those who will defend the status quo of corruption, there will be a political price to pay.
My name is Kai Newkirk. I've devoted my life to leading at the front lines of nonviolent movements for justice, for democracy, and now I'm running for Congress here in Arizona's 4th Congressional District, because I will not stand by and let the oligarchs have it all.
More than 400 people were arrested to protest the influence of big money in politics.
I'll go to jail for justice again before I ever take a dime from AIPAC or any corporate interest.
You guys walked from Los Angeles all the way to Sacramento.
We're walking from Philadelphia to Washington, D.C. to call on Congress to end corruption and give us a democracy that works for all.
It's time for Democrats to pick a side. And we're part of something much bigger across this country.
Progressive candidates across the country have launched primary challenges against established Democratic office holders.
Kick out Greg Stanton, get those corporate Dems out of here.
And we know this, the majority of Democrats are with us on these issues. The majority of Democrats support disbanding and abolishing ICE, Medicare for all, universal child care. The majority of Democrats want to end military aid to Israel and stop the genocide in Gaza.
Our very lives are dictated by how much money somebody can spend. And Kai Newkirk knows that's not right.
I'm not a career politician. I'm rooted in a different tradition.
We're building a movement of love, truth, and people power here.
There's no other candidate like Kai.
If I walk alone, I walk alone like that. I've done it. I've done it. But I know that even when I'm alone physically, I know that I'm just walking humbly, a fellow traveler in an ancient, ancient tradition.
And what I'm doing now, running for Congress, is just an expression in that tradition of seeking to build a society that reflects our goodness.
We don't tell undocumented people, go and pick the crops and we'll deport you the next day. We don't tell the homeless, well, you can sleep out there all alone. We don't tell somebody when they got cancer, you don't have money to pay for it. That is the way we build a society in which nobody gets left behind. We say, we love you, we got you, we're never gonna stop fighting for you.
I believe a new day is possible if we come together and seize it.
Well, Well, as everybody around here, I think, knows, we're supporting Kai Newkirk for Arizona's 4th district here. Have been, since we first started talking about Arizona's primary elections. He's definitely one of the better candidates here, maybe the best out of the ones running. That are running opposed, at least, that are running an actual primary here. But he's not the only one running. We got this lady. Oh, shit, is this Instagram? Oh, whatever. There's also... Can you make these... But you can't make these full screen. No, screw you, Instagram. Screw you, Insta. All right, this is Elizabeth Lee. This was her at a city council meeting 7 months ago in December 1st. On December 1st in 2025. Speaking on ICE enforcement in her community. And I have no sound. God damn you, Reddit. Take 2.
I made a huge, tiny mistake.
Statutes are forcing information sharing with ICE even when the underlying issue is a traffic stop or a civil matter. The data here shows the consequences. So since October 1st, 73% of people detained by ICE from our community have no criminal conviction. And the specific Mesa-specific data that you guys publish shows that a small fraction of the arrests are truly 287G arrests. So I agree that unconditionally that 287 ending that is necessary. But on top of that, when you combine the remnants of SB 1070, the federal information sharing rules, families are quickly learning that it's not safe to call Mesa PD for help, because they don't feel that they will be kept safe even when they have no criminal conduct. So you guys obviously can't change federal law tonight, but what you can commit to is something I've heard you all talk about quite a bit tonight. It's been very impressive, and that is transparency, right? So let's publish the stop data. Let's publish the ICE referrals. Let's publish detainer outcomes, right? The question here seems pretty simple. Do we want Mesa Police to be feared as an extension of ICE and to be a distraction from our good Mesa PD's good policing efforts to keep our neighborhoods safe? Or do we want to back local policies that are going to keep those profiling incidents alive? So thank you for the opportunity to share with you the community's concerns.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Statute.
So yeah, we talked about this. We watched this clip the other day, and I looked into what a 287G is. It's like a local ordinance that made it so that cops could act as immigration enforcement, as stand-in ICE agents, as well as collaborate with ICE. But also, literally, as I can't make this as clear as I'd like, but they were acting as ICE agents, right? So you had police showing up for whatever, doing a traffic stop, and then suddenly asking people about their immigration status. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. And Elizabeth was there at that city council meeting speaking out against that ridiculous policy. Polls closing in 4 minutes and 41 seconds, people.
Immediately, if not sooner.
Biggs and David Schweikert. Schweikert's giving up.
Okay, this is the election coverage that's supposed to start in 4 minutes. Just sit here for a second, I guess, go back to the office. Oh, I want to say thank you to Glitchmaster for the dono on PayPal. Really appreciate it. $25 bones. The global economy may be doomed, but what of the galactic economy? I say no to a galactic recession. The socialist wave also gives me hope. Glitchmaster. Thank you, Glitchmaster. Helping us get a little bit closer to completing the financing of the galactic deficit. Almost halfway there, folks. Slow, steady progress wins the race. Oh boy. 3 minutes. Good God, it's coming, people. 3 minutes.
Everybody's coming. I haven't had anybody saying anything bad about me.
Yes, everybody's coming. 2 minutes and 25 seconds with the elections results. And we'll be here watching them as they come down, Space Fams. Is Arizona the only primary? Yes. Arizona is the only primary today and all month. Like I've been mentioning. In multiple streams. We get a nice little break from primary action this month with just the one primary in Arizona here today. But then August is coming hot with the primaries first week. And the rest of the weeks, for that matter. And to give you a little insight on that, I guess I'll look here. I'll wait for the results. First week of August, got Kansas, Michigan, Missouri, Washington, Virginia, Tennessee, Hawaii. I'm sorry, Virginia and Tennessee, that's the first week. Then Hawaii, Minnesota, Connecticut, Vermont, Wisconsin in the second week, Alaska, Florida, Wyoming in the third week. Then, in September, you still got Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Delaware. Final one being Delaware on the 15th, and then it will be full-on election season, midterm time. But till then, we still got like dozens and dozens and dozens of races. I don't know, it might still be more than 100. I can't be 100% on that. I can't be 100 on whether or not it's more than 100, but suffice to say it's a lot. I'm pretty sure it's still 100 if you count AZ. Florida being the most elections, 28 coming up very soon. It's 9:59. And there it is. 10 p.m. When will the results start filing in here? too many coming in August. Honestly, it's not bad. It's not as bad as some of the other months we've had. Like May was insane. There was a ton in May. A ton in June, too. July has just been a very easygoing month here. All right. The no contest races have already been called. Nez, Ansari, Mendoza, Grijalva, Sturbinski. All going to the general. And most Republicans with no primaries. Crane, Yasser, Siscomani, Gutierrez, Hamadeh, and Gosar. They're all going straight to the general as well. So it's these 4 elections that are the most important for us here tonight to focus on. Although there are, of course, the governor's results and the AG's results for Republicans. What will they do? Oh, will they be cultists and vote for another Trump loyalist into a general? Oh, almost definitely. Almost definitely. Well, I'm waiting for the Fox 10 Phoenix coverage to start. It's 10:01, 10:02. They still haven't started it. Very rude. Very rude of Arizona. And Fox 10. It's almost like they don't care about their own election. It's weird.
It's weird.
Do I have Connecticut on there in September? I'm pretty sure. I should have all of the elections on there. Connecticut's August. It says Connecticut is August 11th. It's August 11th. Connecticut's primary day is August 11th. Not September. Oh, Massachusetts. Yes. We have Massachusetts. Yes, indeed. Okay, well, I don't know why they're not starting this stream. I guess I'll go to the previous one, since this isn't live.
And David Schweikert is leaving Congressional District 1 to run for governor, so that does leave an open seat.
Yeah, that seat has not been open for quite a while. He's been in Congress since 2011. A wide open race now that began after he announced his gubernatorial campaign in September of last year.
Let's take a look at that District 1 map. It does cover parts of North and Central Phoenix, Scottsdale, along with Cave Creek and Fountain Hills. It is a district with a lot of high-income homes and highly educated people.
And Nicole Christine is live tonight with more on that fight for the District 1 seat. Nicole, we sure know that a lot of money has been spent on that fight so far.
Yeah, that's right, Mark and Ellen. So we do know that this was the second most expensive in terms of ad money that was spent on a campaign, or rather an overall race in the state, behind the governor's race. 7 candidates, 4 Democrats, 3 GOP people who are just waiting for that opportunity after tonight to take each other on in November. And man, there is a big seat in the House of Representatives that could decide the balance of power up for grabs. Let's take a look at the lineup for tonight. Democrats hoping to flip the seat include former Arizona State Rep Amish Shaw. Now, Shaw lost to Schweikert last go-around by less than 5% of the vote. It was a close race. He beat out Marlene Galan Woods in that primary. She's a former broadcast journalist who is once again running against Shaw for this seat. She's a former Republican who now has the endorsement of the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, along with the endorsement of Attorney General.
Do you see what I mean about my choices in this race? Like, some of these races were tough for me to figure out who to pick. I picked the Republican backed by the DNC in Marlene Galan Woods. No, I don't do that. This is the guy I decided, Rick McCartney. I think he's got the best candidacy in this race. But there's some slim pickings out there in some of these races that I've been going through. I don't mean just in Arizona either. I just mean broadly speaking. Like, I'm just talking about, like, when people hear me complain about having no good choices and having to make a decision, this is what I mean sometimes. Or you got, like, a Republican-backed, I'm sorry, a DNC-backed former Republican going up against a guy who couldn't beat a Republican. It just, you know.
Journalist who is once again running against Shaw for this seat. She's a former Republican who now has the endorsement of the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, along with the endorsement of Attorney General Chris Mays and Senator Mark Kelly. Rick McCartney and Jonathan Treble round out the Democratic ticket. And then over on the GOP side, former state rep Joseph Chaplick facing off against former Arizona Cardinal Jay Feely and Global Tech CEO John Trabeau. Now, Feely is the lone GOP candidate with President Trump's formal endorsement. We caught up with him this morning at the Fountain Hills Community Center to hear both his thoughts on the overall race and how he differs from his other GOP opponents.
One of the big things was data storage centers and AI and looking at this next generation. When I think about my son and I think about his family and the world's economy going forward, the next generation will be controlled by who wins the AI race. It's either going to be us or it's going to be China. And, you know, I think that's one of the big differences.
Oh, good, you got a China hawk.
China.
Oh, we have to usher in the AI apocalypse because China.
And we are going to see and really expect some pretty gusty winds moving in that direction eventually here in the valley.
Have they gotten this live yet? Finally? Yes. Maybe. There it is. Okay. I'm not seeing any results yet. Here in Arizona, 0% counted across the board. I'm still waiting. When I see something, I'll let you know. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give us some better music to listen to. Oh, what do I got? What's good for election? Look, it's Doge. Exactly. That's exactly what that was. That was Doge. Yes, that was the young Dojacrats. Dojikins. It's called dissociation? What are you referring to? Who are you accused of having some sort of dissociative issue? Exactly. Those young weirdos and their father? How rude.
How rude.
Those young weirdos and their weird father who's obsessed with China. Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you're referring to, sir? And/or ma'am? And/or non-binary mammal? See that guy with the bag and the hat? He's up to something. Guy with a bag and a hat. I don't see any guys with bags or hats. How far behind are you all? How far behind the stream are you all right now? I think everybody's way behind the stream. I think everybody on YouTube is way behind the stream. That is the sense that I'm getting right now. Are you all live? Would you say you're live right now? Oh, I see who you're talking about. You're talking about this guy. Guy with the bag and the hat. Oh, very sus. Why the bag and why the hat? Oh, God. That 90-year-old elections worker. Why does he have a bag? Why does this guy have a bag? Oh, God. What's sus about that bag is I can see into it. Oh, God. Black frame. I see who you're all talking about now. Thankfully, we can see into the bag. Got a thermos. And looks like a hoodie or something. Hard to tell. But as you can see here, people are counting the ballots. I am over here waiting with bated breath for those results. Okay, you know what's confusing to me? You got like 6 people counting. But like 60 tables. 60 tables, 3 tables are being used. You two would like to know why there's only 2 people counting. Well, technically there's actually, now that I see it, it's 8. You got 2 back there, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. 2, 4, 6, 8. These 2 are just so far back, they're hard to see. Yeah, it's strange. And you just had two elections workers just walk off the job here with their backpacks and hats. No votes counted. I was told that we'd have 70% of the votes counted by the end of the night. What is happening? Got a new backpack and hat guy. Or is this the old backpack and hat guy? No, I think, yeah, that's the old backpack and hat guy. He's back. Each district probably is counting separately. That is a good point. Let's try to catch where they loop it. They're not looping it. They're not looping it. I think I know what you're talking about. You're looking at this in the bottom left-hand corner. It's not a loop. It's not a loop. It's a delay. It's a 35-second delay or something like that. Like if you look, it updates. Do you see it? It just updated again. It's 35. It's a 35-second delay. I think for like election, like privacy and security concerns, I think they just have a delay on it. It makes sense in case something were to happen. I don't know what, but you see, it just keeps counting up and up and up. You're trying to build up a conspiracy theory over here? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How rude of me. How rude. To rain on your Stop the Steal parade over here. It's thoughtless. It was thoughtless and rude. And I apologize. The steal that I want to stop is the election workers. Where have all the election workers gone? And why don't I have any ballots counted yet? I mean, I can clearly see people counting ballots in front of me. But it's still 0% over here. See what I mean? 0% over here. Some small percent clearly seen over here. Over here. Here. Over here. Here. See what I'm saying? Not good. It's not good. What are we waiting on? Just stop with the suspense, for the love of God. Tell me these elections are going. I'm begging. Ice cream. Why are we talking about ice cream all of a sudden? Why are we talking about ice cream? And did you bring enough for the class? If not, we got a problem. A cream soda. That is decidedly not ice cream. Still delicious, but completely different. That's not helping the situation. This isn't helping everybody having ice cream here. Does everybody not see the problem? Do you think they still have votes during the blip? These guys? Have you seen how fast these election move? Have you seen how fast these election workers are moving? There is no way. There is no freaking way they stole votes during that blip. You think that's just for show? It's a ruse. They just seem slow. They're actually highly trained ninjas. Elections ninjas. Magic Finger Steve. Oh God. Not Magic Finger Steve. What is the drama over NCC all of a sudden? Like I know NCC does drama content, but what is this other drama that seems to be going on? Oh, I see what's going on here. Okay. What do the polls look like, Paul? Remember, I'm watching them. I just put them up there so you can see them. Still haven't seen a single vote actually get tabulated into the system. I don't know what the weight is quite yet, but there it is. I'm keeping an eye. Keeping an eagle's eye locked. Locked on these elections. Don't you worry. Pokemon get on with Pokemon get on with the polls. Yes. Riveting television. Thank you, Galacti-cam. Look, we're doing what we can around here. The polls have closed 30 minutes ago. We are waiting on elections results. It is a waiting game. That's what tonight is. We've been talking about these elections for weeks now. The people running in them. Today is... I almost said doomsday. That's the wrong word. Today is, what do you call it? The reckoning? It is the coming... Is the culmination of all of the efforts people have been putting in. All of that. Yeah, it's a little waiting. The music is making you sleepy? Don't do that. It was this or no music, you know? I went music. I felt better music than no music. Exactly, noise. We need some noise in the background. The music is part of the drama, I feel like. Exactly. It's letting you know there's a pulse going on in the background. A drum beat. The drum beat of democracy. Oh god, democracy's canceled. What just happened? Holy cow, Maricopa County. Stream down. Stream down. Can we give the volunteers nicknames? I support it. I support that, Boku. You give the nickname. You give them whatever nicknames you want, within reason. Nothing offensive. Okay, you can't name the election workers if we can't see them. Okay, guys? And I feel like we have to have some sort of democracy on this. Maybe we'll take a poll. Maybe we'll do a poll. Do like a poll on Twitch and on YouTube for the names once we get like settled on like a set of names for the workers. Get our own democracy happening up in here. Watch it come back on. There's a bunch of ICE agents in here. Not even funny right now. It's not even funny. It's not, I mean, it's funny after the election. It's a funny joke after the election. If it happens now, it's a real crisis. Oh god. Oh, they counted a box. A full box. Counted. Jerry is bringing up a box right now. We got 2 boxes incoming. The drums of liberation. Exactly. Mabel. Yes, Mabel's done for the day. She's leaving. Mabel and Jerry. You only got 2 election counters left. No elections results. What is happening here? I'm highly confused. Everyone is leaving. Why is everyone leaving? I don't have any numbers. Why is everyone leaving? I mean, I have no numbers. I just want the numbers. Just give me the numbers. That's all I want. Is it Jerry or Gary? I don't know. Gary, Jerry, Gergich, Gingrich, Gergich. Hard to say. Larry Jurgic. And now we got Edward and Edie leaving over here. Everybody is gone. All the election counters are they're leaving. They're not staying in the race. They're saying that's it. Counted all the ballots. But did you count all the ballots? Because I have no numbers. Are the ballots counted? It still says 0. It still says 0%. Omega Star 20 stream streak. That's a respectable streak. Oh, I think I saw a 150 stream streak the other day. I don't even know how that's possible. How you could be such a dedicated space spams that you don't miss a single streak for 150 streams in a row. How many streams have we even done on Twitch? It's less than YouTube. But still respectable. 20 streams. It's at least a couple of months of unmitigated galacticness. Well, I feel like my plans are being foiled. I could have sworn we were going to have some numbers by now. 35 minutes in. Everyone's leaving the election counting site. We got our election music. We got our election stream. We got our supposed election results. They all say 0%. I'm not giving up yet. But suffice to say, I'm stunned.
Never give up. Never surrender. Oh, shut up.
You're always here in spirit. Well, that's good. That makes me feel. That makes me feel all sorts of ways inside. Okay, now we got a completely empty election counting room. completely empty. Democracy done. Is there something important that I'm missing on these Arizona elections? Oh, I found it. Did a little research. I'm on the state of Secretary of State's website here. And looky here. Counties will begin reporting election day results either an hour after polls. Why won't you let me... Whatever. Counties will begin reporting election day results either an hour after the polls close or once all election day results have been tabulated, whichever is earlier. So within 22 minutes, we're going to start getting results. I just realized I foiled myself. So it looks like we're definitely going to have results. I mean, if they're already done tabulating here in Maricopa, I think that's what county this is. I mean, they're already putting away the shelves. All the counters are packed up. So there's the confusion. We're gonna get the results. I'm just ahead of things. I've just gotten slightly ahead of things, and I apologize for that slight distinction as Arizona election law that I was unfamiliar with. But now we know. Now we know. Well, I guess you're getting a little bit of extra stream then today, Space Fams. Or at least we're going to be waiting longer to get the results, which has the unintended result of longer stream. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, hit that follow button on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, hit that bell icon, like the like button too. And while you're at it, if you appreciate what we do around here, do consider contributing to the Galactic News Network in one of the many ways we have available to you. Still demonetized on YouTube, but you can donate on Twitch. It's power up subs, gifted subs, prime subs, Cash App, and PayPal donos. Throne, and of course the very best way to get most big benefits for your Earth dollars, Patreon. Links to all of these things in my bios on YouTube and Twitch. Not hard to find. The links are in fact very findable. Just go look on the channel. Okay, well damn. Just hang on The Office for a second here. I guess we can just watch this video of people walking around the election facilities, but I think that it looks like they've already counted all the ballots. Am I the only person that made that this looks like a breaking down of elections stuff? Look, she's picking up all of the different... See what I'm saying? Like, they're tabulating. They're about to get tabulating. You're about to get tabulating hard. They've already gone through these things. Yeah, maybe we should watch it. Might as well just watch it. It doesn't really improve the content to go back to The Office. Harold the vote counter. I guess her name could be Harold. She doesn't strike me as a Harold. Glinda, the Arizona election worker. Or Marlene. Glinda or Marlene? What if she's a GNN viewer? What if she is a GNN viewer? That would be fascinating. Glinda, do you watch GNN? And is your name Glinda? Like Glinda the Good Witch? Yeah, like Glinda the Good Witch. Exactly like that. Glinda the Election Witch. Maybe she'll give us some ruby red democracy slippers. Oh wait, that's bad in this case. Sapphire blue election slippers. Barbara. Okay, Barbara. Stacy Lynn, Barbara. We got some interesting name ideas for the election workers in here. All right, the new countdown is on. Got 16 minutes. Start getting elections results. Thanks to Arizona's weird election counting system. I expect there to be a massive flood of votes in about 15 minutes here. And a lot of results. Okay, first we're talking about ice cream, now we're talking about sandwiches. Do you see how this is difficult for me? The guy who doesn't have sandwiches or ice cream right now. Who can't step away from the Galactic spacecast for even a second. To even attempt to acquire ice cream or sandwiches. Do you not see how this is incredibly unfair to that person that's just been described? That guy is having a bad time hearing about all those sandwiches, the ice cream. I made Chad hungry with my snacks. All I had was the bottom of a bag. I had the bottom of a bag of snack mix. Okay? Not delicious ice cream. Or sandwiches of the pulled pork or other variety for that matter. No. Dry snack mix. The bottom. Where all the powder is. And you're blaming me? Wow. Is there a particular candidate that I'm rooting for? Yes, Cassandra. Yes. Mentioned it a few times, but there's multiple candidates that we're rooting for. We're of course glad that Yasmin Ansari and Adelita Grijalva are going straight through to the general, and their race is in the 3rd and the 7th. Rick McCartney is our preferred candidate in the 1st. Kai Newkirk in the 4th. Elizabeth Lee in the 5th. And Raymond Keeler in the 8th. Around here, we cover all the elections, no matter what. I have to say, we have been doing this now for a while. You look new. I don't think I've seen you before. But We've been covering all of the primary elections. As you can see here, these are all the candidates, to some degree, that we've endorsed and or recommended. And or, in some places, you got placeholders of people that didn't have any challengers. It's complicated. There's a whole legend system to this situation. But, if I say we've been covering this for a long time, every single seat, I try and give a recommendation or an endorsement. Still working on the rest of the states. Ahead of us, Kansas, Michigan, Missouri, Washington, Virginia are the next ones to come up. But yeah, we got all sorts of preferred outcomes we're waiting on. 12 minutes left, by the way. God. It's like Christmas or something. It's like the seconds are passing by so slowly. When will we get the results? Who do I want to win the first? Rick McCartney, I think, is the best candidate in this 4-person race. I think. He did say he wants to abolish ICE. Shaw is trash. Galen Woods is a literal Republican backed by the DNC apparatus. And I can't even remember Treble, which is not a good sign. Actually, I take it back. He's got an okay platform, I think. Treble could be okay. Wants Medicare for all. I still think Rick McCartney might be better. I'm just looking at his issues right now. Again. Did this guy enter the race? I'm trying to remember. I think Rick McCartney or Treble would be an okay outcome. I still think McCartney is better than Treble. The fact is, the DNC has been spending against McCartney. Nine minutes, people. 9 freaking minutes. Yeah, honestly, and honestly, somehow, I don't think I've seen this guy. Now that I'm looking through this page, I don't think I've even seen his page before. I think this guy entered the race really late. Because I don't remember him being in this, on the ballotpedia. I don't know how he got on the ballot. Because we covered this like a month ago. I don't remember him being on the ballot. He's got a decent ballot. This Treble guy, this Jonathan Treble guy, has an honest, decent policy platform. I just have not at all interrogated any of this. It's weird. I feel like I need to look into this, like how this got by me. What's the ballot deadline? Sorry, not sorry? Wait, what? Sorry, not sorry. You don't have to apologize. It's fine. Oh boy. Results coming in soon, people. It is 10:56 p.m. 10:56 and 15 seconds. Meaning we got less than 4 minutes until these elections results start popping up. Oh, God. Now we're talking about gummy candies, delicious foods. You're all killing me. It's fine. Because I'm not actually doing a regular stream tonight after this, so once this is over, I can make myself food, human food, with my hands. Down on Earth. Yes, I'm sorry, Space Fams. It's not a normal stream tonight. I didn't know how long this would take. And I just wanted it to be focused solely on the elections. Don't worry, we'll get more streams this week. We already got Monday. Now today. Maybe we'll get a midweek report tomorrow. Who knows? Got 10 days left till the end of July. By the way, I just want to say thanks to all of you. I've been seeing your beautiful and supportive comments on the channel about YouTube's unfair demonetization. It's bringing me great strength in this difficult time. Yeah, final countdown. 1 minute. 1 minute to go. Come on, baby. Daddy needs a new representative. Come on, baby. Daddy needs some new representation in Congress. It's probably just low blood sugar, you think? You think that's it? You think that's the source? Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Wow.
Am I winning? Yes, we're winning. So much winning. So much winning, you're gonna be sick of it. Everybody's saying it. Everybody is saying... There's gonna be so much winning. You're saying, sir, please, no more. But no, you will keep winning until there's no more winning left to be had. $11 p.m. Dong dong. Where is it?
There's no point in you
No, that's not it.
betraying your future self
That's it.
to gratify your present self. It's a stupid game.
Elections happening. Ballots tabulating. 1 hour in. People preparing for results. Jay Feely for Congress. They look confident over there. No result yet, Feely. You guys are getting a little ahead of yourselves. Mama needs a new system of government. Exactly. Konami, you get it. You get it. We need ourselves some change. Roll another 7. Let's get some change up in here. How's that sound? Is Jordan B. Peterson still alive? Honestly, I don't know. Yeah, and where are those suits? Hearing a lot of space sirens right now. Hearing a lot of space sirens out there. Must be crimes. Oh shit, we're getting... oh god, we're getting results. Oh no. Oh boy. Alright, Elizabeth Lee is leading right now. District 5 by 40%. Raymond Keeler, though, is back by 30%. Kai Newkirk, behind by 37% right now with 76% of the vote in. That's horrifying. And Treble and McCartney both 3rd and 4th place in District 1. Wah, wah. It's unfortunate. Those are the results, people. I'll try and keep you apprised of what happens on these in the future, but because of the fact that these are already mostly counted at this point, you got 75% in here, you got 76% in here. Like, that just happened. Greg Stanton was just called the winner. Boo! Kai Newkirk would have been great. God damn it. Ah. That is unfortunate. But because of the fact that you got 70+% in all of these races now counted, you can almost guarantee the people in the lead, aside from maybe here between Shaw and Galan Woods, this may be already done. Fuck. Kai? Oh, Kai was such a good candidate. That sucks. Unfortunately, Stanton is incumbent Dem with big name recognition. Thankfully, Elizabeth Lee, she won. That's a good sign, potentially. But I don't think Raymond Keeler's gonna win here. There's like no chance of that. Elizabeth Lee also called the winner here. You see what I'm saying? They're calling it. They're calling all these results right now. Okay. We won 1. Lost 3. Placentia declared the winner. There, in the 8th, Raymond down. Might as well just sit here and watch this go down. And actually, let me look. Yeah, I guess Rick McCartney is all that's left, and Rick has got no chance right now. Rick's got no chance. 8.4%. Even if he and Treble had combined their votes, they had similar policy platforms. Wouldn't have changed it. Damn. We didn't put enough effort here. Didn't put enough effort in here in Arizona. But we got at least one win. And Yasmin Ansari and Adelita Kahalva, they still are going straight back to Congress, it looks like, or they're not going anywhere. So that's good. But 1 in 4 is not great on the actual primaries. But there's your results, Space Fams. Okay. Fact is Kai was one of the only ones who had any, like, had done like any real like media push that had even like hit like you know, like the regular feed. Like I saw him like on Majority Report and on Breaking Points and on like some stuff like that. Still wasn't enough to beat Stanton, unfortunately. That one's the biggest disappointment for me. Is Newkirk. Big time. Raymond Keeler, I wasn't even slightly invested in him. And Rick was sort of, like I was saying, he was, you know, he was like halfway great. Halfway mediocre. And Newkirk was really the one. Unfortunately, he just couldn't get over the finish line on that race. But we still got plenty of seats left to fill here, Space Fams. And as some of you have already seen, I gotta do more clipping on this shit. I gotta like quadruple down my efforts. And we need everybody else on board on this shit. We got Kansas, Michigan, Missouri, Washington, and Virginia. First week of August. That's 2 weeks from today. I need help. They need help. If we want a better result than today, we're gonna need put in some more effort on this stuff. Wasn't the worst. Once again, it could have been Maryland. Maryland was an utter a full failure. Arizona, not so bad. When you really look over it, it could be worse. Was he ahead of his time? He could have been. Maybe AZ wasn't ready for Newkirk. Who's to say? Who's to say? Fact is, he didn't raise a ton of money. Certainly not in comparison to his opponent. Anyway, Space Fams, I hope you all enjoyed our galactic coverage of Arizona's primary day here. Still got a bunch more primaries for us to cover, of course, and I will be doing all the regular streams this week as well. Hopefully one tomorrow and on at least Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe even Thursday. We'll see. I got a big galactic deficit, of course, to finance still between now and the end of the month. So, got that on our side for more streams. But I appreciate all of you for being here. Still a little bit of progress here, I think. And never give up. Never surrender.
Never give up. Never surrender. Oh, shut up.
Never give up, never surrender, Space Fams. Do we do a galactic after stream? Is that of necessity? Time is it? 11:10. Yeah, why not? Why not? You deserve it. We got through another stream. It was quite long and also difficult, but thankfully we had each other to get through it. Till I see you next, you stay classy, Galactic Stream Nation. Can't forget this. These are your galactic patrons. Gabby, Gothox, Aaron W, Schmegley, PB, Midi, Afrobonics, Narwhal by Nature, Interplanet Janet, Godcat, Robot Cat, Disco Wolf, Calibrating, Sammy, Geodragon, The Anti-Corporatist, Obsessive Audio, Oenoa, Nadia, Choki, Skelt, Selena, Omegastar, Sasha G, Pitchforks Dragon, Vincent Morales, Donald James X, Evan from Portland, Lovely Pariah, Mish, Becky, Decipher, Icebreaker, Columbia Rica, New York, Will in Detroit, Sisyphean Task, BC, Free Palestine, Hermit Horologist, HBX, Manda, Lori Lunchmeat, Carl Gaslightocracy, Paige Larson, Prisla, Benny Hanna 99, Dark Sparkle, CJ from the 6, The Reference Frame, Glitch Pasta, Social Butterfly, The Anarchist, Perfect Cell, Winnie and Robin, Young Chris, Echios, Emily S, Hakate, Trevor, Sweet Chewy Forever, Rogue Gerb, Tracy Eva, and Mr. Nice Guy. That's right, all of these people here have helped produce the show which your eyes and ears just got done enjoying. You can too for just a few US dollars a month on Patreon.